Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If there's one thing I love in life, it's a good fresh mug of tea. And in this week's video, I'm going to be talking about the new Cricut Mug Press. So if you are in the market for making mugs, this video is definitely for you. I am going to share how you can make some mugs with a pro finish, smooth to touch. Looks like it was made for the shops. So the mug press is going to be launching first thing in the morning in the UK and Ireland. So it is Thursday evening, so Friday morning, the 1st of October, the mug press will be available to purchase. So if you are kind of in the market, I'm going to do like an unboxing, make some mugs, talk through the product, share some of my fails as well. So this video will be timestamped. So if you want to just kind of skip ahead, you can totally do that. And all of the timestamps will be on the bar at the bottom. Let's make some mugs. So let's unbox this mug press. I'm going to show you what's inside. And one of the perks of the mug press is it's actually quite petite, which if you are a crafter and you've got lots of machines, you'll know that space is key because we got to store all our tools. Inside the mug press, you get your machine. You also get 2 cables, and you also get the little booklet that comes with all of your Cricut stuff that has your warranty and tells you how to set it up. The mug press comes with a USB cable. Just a heads up, if you are on Apple, it's a USB cable, and if you have a Mac, now my Mac is compatible with USB, I have an older version, but if you are using like an iPad or one of the newer models, you'll have to have that USB converter thingamajiggy. Your mug press is going to work alongside your Cricut, and I'm going to be using my maker today just because it's nice and easy and set up. And I'm going to also be using the Infusible ink sheets, and I have some markers as well. Now I haven't braved the markers just yet, but here's a little look at the Infusible ink sheets. They come with instructions on the inside and they feel a bit papery. They do feel a little bit different. Now let's get straight in and make a mug. So I went into the Design Space app because I pay for a subscription, so I wanted to just pick a design that was from the app that I knew would kind of work. So I went for a cat mom one. So I used the kind of greeny watercolor effect paper, and I just printed my design. Just make sure that you mirror your design, because I did make that mistake where I didn't mirror the design. My 2 Cricut mistakes are not mirroring design and putting it the wrong side down. So I always make them mistakes. Thumbs up if you're with me. So once my design was cut from my Cricut machine, I weeded it out, and I am using cups that are designed for sublimation. So I'm using the Cricut cups, and these are designed to work with the heat and get the optimal kind of result that you want. You can't use a mug from like the pound shop. It has to be a sublimation compatible product. So take your time when sticking the design on, and you can also use heat tape to tape it down. This is the fiddliest bit, but just make sure you take your time and it's really secure. And I just wiped it down with some rubbing alcohol before sticking the design to it. And then this is the easy part. Pop it into the machine. When you put the lid down, you'll get this cute like diddly-dee, and then give it probably like 5 minutes. It does take longer to heat up than you would think, and then allow it to fully cool down, because that's one of the mistakes I made. So once you allow it to fully cool down, you can take off the paper, and there is your design. And just a little side note that cats like warm heat mats, so if you do have a Cricut heat mat, it also doubles up as a cat bed. So if there's one part of the video I think you should pay attention to save you mugs, is my mug mistakes. And I made, in fairness, on my 3rd cup, I was pro. So I only sacrificed 2 cups in the making of my mug. So let me grab my ones I made a mistake with. So mistake number 1, but I have a solution, is I do this all the time with projects. I go too small with my design. So I had this lovely creativity idea. Do you get it? Creativity? Yeah. I almost patented that. So I had an idea to do a creativity mug, and I made the design in Adobe, and when I put it into the Cricut Design Space, It's a lovely design if it was for vinyl, but because it was for the mug, it was way too small and I couldn't weed out the letters. So that is just a general Cricut mistake that I make, is I make my designs too fussy and too small. So then I said to myself, just go back to basics. But I was thinking the markers, so I need to figure out how to do the markers. But you just put the pens into your Cricut and the Cricut does the writing, and then you stick it onto the mug how you do with the vinyl, and you tape it down with heat tape and put it in. But I was thinking, for my really intricate kind of flower designs that I wanted, I should have just used the markers, because I would have got more, there would have been no weeding. That was my lesson. Don't go too fussy with your design, especially in the beginning. So then I went to basics and I was like, I'm just gonna do like a named mug. So I went for like a dainty one, which brings me on to my next mistake. Okay, so mistake number 2 was not positioning my design correctly. So as you can see, there's 2 mistakes on this mug. My name is too high. I should have cut this separate, which I fixed on the back. And I don't know if you can see, I have this thing called, Blondie is meowing. See this? I think this is called ghosting. So I think it's not the design. Yeah, see it there? It's like it's feathered, and I think that is called ghosting. And what causes that is taking your design off too soon and not having the design tight enough to the rim. On my other 2 successful mugs, I have no ghosting, but I have a nice even colour sublimation all the way around, and on the bottom as well. I hope that is my camera, I hope it's zooming in for you. So this was one of my good ones, and then my cat mom as well, that one was good, and I didn't get any of the ghosting. So I believe what causes that is not giving it enough time in the heat press. Don't be tempted. When you take your mug out, it's super hot, and I sit it down on the heat mat. Give it like, go make more mugs, forget about it, because what happened to me was with the creativity one and this, I got too excited and I wanted to see what it looked like. But that's what happened with this one. Don't peel your design off too soon. The magic still happens when it's cooling down. So I don't know the process of sublimation and like the chemical reaction or whatever happens, but let it cool down and then take off your design so you don't have any of this ghosting, and you get like the perfect kind of mug. So don't be too intricate with the design until you're like more confident, and allow the full time to cool down. Don't get too excited and rip it off too soon. So who is the mug press for? So you can still make Cricut mugs. So if you do permanent vinyl, you can put permanent vinyl onto mugs, and I believe they're like dishwasher safe and things like that. But the difference is with the magic of sublimation, and I'll try and explain it as best as I can. So if you can see the mug, the design is in it, and then it's nice and shiny, and the design is in the material. Whereas when you put vinyl on a surface, it sits on top of the material. So vinyl on top, sublimation, the heat transfer is in it. So kind of like a t-shirt, when you like put heat transfer vinyl onto a t-shirt, it becomes kind of in with the fabric. With the mug, it's like in there. It feels like a professional, smooth, like a pro mug. Now onto mugs. I had this thought as well when I was playing with the mug press, and I'm glad I didn't waste my time and money. Can you use any old mug in the mug press, and does it have to be, you know, a Cricut mug? So it has to 100% be a sublimation compatible product. So you can't go to Poundland and get a €1.50 mug and sit it inside, because those mugs are already like sealed. So you can't use any shop bought mug. It has to be a sublimation compatible product. So when it comes to sublimation, I imagine the cup has to be not fully sealed. I'm not too sure on the whole technical terms when it comes to sublimation, but it has to be a cup made specifically for doing sublimation. And you'll see in the video that I'm using the Cricut mugs, which are made to work with that machine. And also, if you are using a mug that's for sublimation, make sure it's like smooth. I was looking for an example. So if it has like ridges, so you know, like a pub glass and it has kind of dents in it, or if the bottom has like indents, the smoother the better, because your design, because it's a cylindrical press, it won't be able to press into the indents. So make sure that you're only pressing a smooth part and not like a bumpy or bubbly or wavy kind of product. And I'll pop a link to the Cricut blanks if you want to test them out. The Cricut blanks, I believe, come in 2 sizes, so you can get bigger ones as well. So where can I get a mug press and how much is it going to be? In Ireland, the mug press is exclusive to Harvey Norman and it has an ORP of €199, and I believe you'll be able to get bundle sets as well. So I did have a look at other mug press sublimation heat press products on the market, and anything that came in under the same price as the Cricut didn't look like it had near enough the same safety as this one. This has an auto off function as well, so you don't have to worry about it being left on and overheating. I also love how, I haven't burnt myself, but obviously the mint kind of colour inside is where the heat is. In terms of safety, it's just slot it in, press, take it out. When I was looking at kind of other machines that were like cheaper, it looked like you would probably easily burn yourself. So if you were in the market to be a mug maker, that little tool just makes it more accessible for people who want to maybe dip their toe in using their Cricut machine to make a little bit of profit, to be a little bit of a business. That's one of the things I love about the Cricut community, is people using the machine and their designs to make businesses. I'm like, yes girl, we encourage that. And then just a little tip on so the Cricut was released in Canada and the USA in March. I actually saw Christina from DIY Mommy using one and I was like, oh, I really want one, but they're now available here. If you buy a US one, the voltage is different. So I've had this problem before, like when I've traveled to the US, my electrics overheat. So I don't know if air voltage is higher or if the US voltage is higher, I'm not sure. But if you do buy one from the US, the voltage is different and your machine will either overheat, it won't work, and your warranty will be void. So if you are in Europe, UK, Ireland, get one from here. Don't try and buy one from the US, and probably vice versa, because the voltage is different. The last thing I want to share is machines. I got a Joy, where is it? Look at the size of this. So on Instagram, I have a saved highlight where I talk through the Joy. So you'll see that I have a maker, which is great. And I wanted the maker because I wanted to cut fabric and cut woods. But 9 times out of 10, all I do is cut vinyl. And I think this is a nifty entry level. So if you are like new to kind of, you know, cutting machines and craft machines, this is a little pocket rocket. I brought it out into the greenhouse. I was labeling things in the greenhouse and I just brought it out, put the mat in, and I was cutting vinyl, and it's really lightweight. You can use your mug press. So your mug press is just the heat machine. So you can cut your infusible ink on your Cricut on the little machine, and then you can pop it onto your mug. So you don't need a maker. So just if you did see me using a maker, you can use your Joy as well, which is the little one. So you can check out that highlight, and I'll also pop in a video here. I made pimp my pumps. So I pimped some pennies pumps for like $1.50, and I just used some heat transfer vinyl that I had and my little mini press. Just be careful with the mini press that you don't melt the rubber, but it was like a really like cute little project. I think I'll do a pair for my niece. She loves like anything with like glitter and her initials on it, so I'll pop that here to check out. So it's safe to say everybody will be getting a mug for Christmas. Now I do want to do a little bit more practicing on it. I'm going to order myself some more markers, just in like darker colours. I haven't like tried these ones yet because I want to do like a flowery mug. There is designs in the Design Space app. I saw a lovely, like, it's an initial but it's all flowers, which I want to try, and I think that would be really nice. And also in Design Space, if you do the card kind of making, there is a box, a gift box that you can cut on your machine and fold it, so you can do a personalised mug with a little bit, pop it in one little gift boxes as well. I would love to do like a really girly, delicate, flowery kind of mug, but I'm going to test it out with the markers and see how I get on with that. I need to do some playing around. So if you have gotten a mug press, let me know. I know that there's some guys on here from Canada and the US, so if you've gotten one and you've played with it, I would love to know what you've made. Have any mug press questions, pop them in the comments. I'll do my best to answer. I don't know the full technical magic of how sublimation works, but I can find out for you, and I'll do my best to answer any questions. And if I can't answer them, I'll direct you to where the answer can be found. So there is no cheeky thumbs up in this week's video, just a cheeky cheers. And also massive thank you to Cricut for sponsoring this week's video. It's always a pleasure to get to play with their products because I learn, and it kind of flexes my creative juice as well when I get to kind of play with the products. And you know what, there's magic in making a few mistakes and getting the brain to kind of create and think differently as well. So massive thank you to the guys at Cricut for sponsoring the video, and cheers. I'll see you all in the next one.